Are you struggling to understand how blockchains work, why blockchains are secure, or why blockchain technologies will transform the world? Here's a 5-minute answer to all those questions. Hi, I'm Peter.nichol, healthcare executive passionate about digital innovation and blockchain. I work with companies to strategically explore blockchain's potential for healthcare and establish growth models for multi-sided digital platforms. Today, I'll introduce you to blockchain and everything you need to know to understand the value of blockchain and its application across industries. We'll be covering 5 topics today. First, why blockchain started. Second, what is Bitcoin and how it relates to blockchains. Third, how blockchains work. Fourth, why blockchains are secure. And fifth, why blockchain technologies will transform the world. But what if you needed to introduce blockchains to a friend or colleague and you were short on time? Well, today you're in luck. I'll be sharing my insights if I only had 5 minutes to explain blockchain. Our first topic today, why blockchain started. The bursting of the US housing bubble underpinned the global financial crisis of 2007 and 8 that caused the value of securities linked to US real estate to nosedive, easy access to subprime loans, and the overvaluation of bundled subprime mortgages all leaned on the theory that housing prices would continue to climb. Ultimately, the Financial Crisis Inquiry Commission determined that the entire financial crisis was avoidable and caused by widespread failures in financial regulation and supervision. There were many reasons for the crisis, including subprime lending, the growth of the housing bubble, all combined with easy credit conditions. The world believed that trusted third parties such as banks and financial institutions were dependable. Unfortunately, the global financial crisis proved that all intermediaries are fallible. The crisis resulted in evictions, foreclosures, and extended unemployment. It was considered the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. In response to this horrible global financial upheaval, in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto wrote a paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The paper suggested that trusted third parties could be eliminated from financial transactions. Our second topic today, what is Bitcoin and how does it relate to blockchain? Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer system for sending payments digitally, signed to the entire Bitcoin network. When the B in Bitcoin is capitalized, it refers to that network. For example, I want to understand how Bitcoin network operates. When the B in Bitcoin is not capitalized, Bitcoin is used to describe a unit of account or currency. For example, I sent 1 Bitcoin to a friend. The digital signature is made from public keys given to anybody for sending assets, and private keys held by the asset owner. The public ledger of Bitcoin transactions is called a blockchain. Bitcoin also runs on top of a technology called blockchain. Blockchains are permissionless distributed databases in chronological order. Blockchain technology creates a decentralized digital public record of transactions that is secure, anonymous, tamper-proof, and unchangeable, a single source of shared truth. Blockchains apply to any industry where information is transferred and roughly fall into 6 classifications. Currency for electronic cash systems without intermediaries, payment infrastructure, including remittance for sending money as a payment, digital assets for exchanging information, digital identity for digitally signed IDs to reduce fraud, and verifiable data that verifies the authenticity of data for information or processes, and 6 smart contracts, which are software programs that execute without trusted third parties. Our third topic today, how blockchains work. For the first time in history, blockchain removes or disintermediates the middleman from business transactions, and by doing so improves the value of existing products, services, and interactions in the following ways. Preventing double spending and establishing consensus. First, preventing double spending. With the blockchain, you can't spend money more than once. Blockchain presents a solution by ensuring the authenticity of any asset for preventing duplicate expenditures. From real estate, medical claims, insurance, voting ballots, medical devices, music, governments, or any payment where program beneficiaries are included. Second, establishing consensus. In this new model, crowds are networks of computers that work together to reach agreement. Once 51% of the computers agree or reach consensus, that transaction is recorded into the digital ledger called blockchain. Blockchains contain an infinite ordered list of transactions, and each computer contains a full copy of that digital ledger. Therefore, if one computer attempts to submit an invalid transaction, the other computers in the network would not reach consensus, and that transaction would not be added to the blockchain. There are 4 principles of blockchain networks: distributed, public, time-stamped, and persistent. They are distributed across all peers participating in the network. Blockchains are decentralized, and every computer or full node has a copy of the blockchain. Blockchains are public, and while the actors in a blockchain transaction are hidden, everyone can see all transactions. Blockchains are also time-stamped. The dates and times of all transactions are recorded in plain view. Lastly, blockchains are persistent. Because of consensus and the digital record, blockchains can't catch fire, be misplaced, or get damaged by water. So what are the steps to create a block or a transaction? Blocks are recorded digital transactions, and chains are just a series of connected transactions. The first step is to create the transaction. A miner or computer creates a block. Second, a miner must solve a mathematical puzzle, and if correct, will receive a proof of work. Third, the miner receives the proof of work. If the puzzle is solved correctly, the proof of work is a piece of data that is difficult to solve, time-consuming, but easy to have others verify. In short, it's difficult to solve the puzzle, easy to verify it. Fourth, the miners broadcast this proof of work. The miners broadcast, if it's successful, to other miners, if they solve the puzzle correctly. Fifth, verification occurs. Other miners verify that the proof of work submitted does in fact solve the puzzle. And sixth, the block is finally published. If the miners reach consensus, or 51% agreement that the proof the miner presented solved the puzzle, then that transaction is published onto the blockchain. Our fourth topic today: why blockchains are secure. With blockchain technologies, truth can also be measured, and consumers and producers can prove data is authentic and uncompromised. To create a new block, block 101, some of that data is used from the previous block, block 100. Then to create the new block 102, information from block 101 is used, and so on. Transactions are dependent on the prior block transaction. Similar to a string of lights on a Christmas tree. If a bulb was pulled from that string, or a transaction in our case, the miner would have to change every previous transaction ever made on that string. Probabilistically, this is almost impossible, as not everyone would reach consensus on the proposed change. The result is an immutable digital record for every agreed upon transaction, a single source of truth. Our fifth topic today: why blockchain technologies will transform the world. Blockchain technologies will improve trust in industry where information or assets are transferred. Let's explore a few here today. Accounting for auditing and fraud prevention, aerospace, the location of parts in chain of custody, energy for smart metering and a decentralized energy grid, healthcare for medical devices and health information interoperability, finance for remittance and currency exchange, real estate for the transfer of deeds and an increased speed for buying or selling property, and finally, education for credentials, better management of assessments and transcripts. Blockchain technologies will change everything, from the clothes you wear, the food you eat, and even the products you buy. I hope you found today's video beneficial. Please stay tuned for future topics. Thanks.